Hello, welcome to the e-commerce success stories by Suleiman. Today's topic will be looking at your e-commerce startup essentials, how to start and or run a successful e-commerce business in Nigeria without a Jumia-like budget. This tutorial or webinar is not limited to Nigeria alone. What's my goal? And I hope to show you the critical things you need to have if your e-commerce business must succeed. And if you stay until the end, I will be sharing some helpful resources with you to help you on your journey as an e-commerce merchant. I will introduce you to the program also. I'll also introduce you to the program that I have been using, along with some massive bonuses if you take action today. Heads up, this webinar is going to contain a lot of text, so I would advise that if you need to pick up your jotter and your pen and take notes, why not go ahead and do that? You're free. What makes this webinar different? The usual style is to tell you all the glory of e-commerce and leave out the challenges until you are inside. I'm sure you've seen that before. I have worked with a couple of persons who have been hurt by the lack of adequate information before they started their e-commerce business, before they registered for the training or the program, the e-commerce training program or whatever it is that they were convinced into registering. They believed that it was going to be all roses, but then let me let you know ahead of time that there is no business that is all roses out there. Every business that will bring in something good and profitable to you must include some level of challenges. It must require something from you in return. You must make some sacrifices. Okay, let's proceed. These people either bowed out because they were overwhelmed by the challenges, or they are stranded somewhere between failure and success. Now understand that even the so-called masters of e-commerce will run into challenges every now and then, but they have discovered how to find their way around these challenges. So I'll be sharing with you the challenges you are likely to meet while going into the business, while running the business, and not just the glory you will enjoy in the end. So who am I and why do I think I am qualified to tell you something about e-commerce today, to train you about e-commerce today? My name is Suleiman, and here are a few things you need to know about me. I first heard about e-commerce, meaning importation, and anything that has to do with online business, buying and selling online in 2008, thanks to Pat Ogidi, the internet tycoon, Africa's internet tycoon. I became an e-commerce merchant 10 years later in 2018. I have trained, and I'm still being trained and being mentored by Jonathan Melody, one of Nigeria's finest e-commerce expert. I made over 3 million naira in sales and profits from 2 products in 2019. Now, when I say sales and profits, I'm putting together the sales and the profits in one bucket. I'm not separating the two. Yes, it's not as if it's a separate figure for sales and a separate figure for profits. It's a combined figure for sales and for profits. I made this 3 million naira from selling 2 products in 2019. I'm a massive lover of updates, updated information especially. Updated software, very, very important. Alright, you can check out my e-commerce site at cjmart.com, which was launched on November 8, 2018. And from the simplicity of the site, you get to know that nothing is impossible in the world of e-commerce. So have I done anything right? Have I done anything wrong? Yes, I have done a lot of things right. In 2019, after making 370,000 naira in sales and profits from one product within 3 weeks or less, using Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, as in using these 3 as a funnel, I determined I would push till I made at least 1 million naira that year. I ended up making over 3 million naira in sales and profits from just two products within the year. And I sold more than 6 products that same year with over 30 importations and spent no less than 1 million naira in advertising funds. This, I am telling you, I did as a JJC, not even as an expert in quote. Using the right tools, using the right materials, making the right mistakes probably, and attempting the right corrections. So I did all this selling inconsistently, more like a part-time merchant. I started with just 40,000 naira. Of course, that does not include the training fee I had to pay. So from the 40,000 naira, I used 30,000 naira to buy the product and ship the product in. And then 10,000 naira I used, from the 10,000 naira I was able to run ads and do a couple of other things. Now I have done a lot of things wrong. For example, I did buy 2 products customers didn't need. I ignored my customers for a while. I wasn't sending them follow-up emails and so on and so forth. I didn't think focusing on a niche was necessary. Yes, I was running after every hot selling product I could chase down. It's very, very characteristic of most e-commerce people. They are running from one product to the other. Today they sell tomato, tomorrow they are selling pepper, next tomorrow they are selling beauty product. The day after that they are selling bangles, jewelries and the rest of them. A day after that they are selling mobile phone accessories. Next after that they are selling fashion apparels and the rest of them. They don't have a particular product you can identify them with. At the end of the day, their customers get confused. Now, you cannot be doing it like Jumia does it. Jumia is an e-commerce marketplace and you are an e-commerce store. There is a different tone to it. When you're an e-commerce store or e-commerce e-commerce site, what you're doing is you're selling a product that people know you, a market niche or a niche market product. That is, you're selling products that are interrelated. Or a marketplace e-commerce site does things differently. They have the goods they are selling on behalf of other vendors. They don't have their own goods in particular as much. Yes, some may have their own products they sell, but most of the products are contributed by the vendors that come together. Let's sell on this site. Yes, that is what an e-commerce, what's that word again? An e-commerce marketplace site does. Yes, thank you. So stop running after hot selling products that are not evergreen. Run after hot selling products that are evergreen. Stop allowing the shiny object syndrome get to you. So in trying to save cost, another mistake I made, in trying to save cost, I lost more profits. I spent more than I kept. Yes, we'll get to that in a moment. Perfectionism is one of the things that has always affected me. I always want things to be perfect. I want things to be perfect, timing perfect, proposal perfect, words perfect. But the truth of the matter is that there is no perfectionist that is perfect. He is full of blunders, and one of my blunders here is waiting far too long to take a decision for e-commerce. So after doing this for nearly a year, I discovered I wasn't helping myself. I discovered there must be something I wasn't getting right. I realized if I must move forward, I must stop fooling around. And I discovered this the hard way. Now, what are the elements of the hard way? What are the characteristics of the hard way? 1, ignore information at your disposal and try doing it yourself. 2, why need a mentor when you have Google? Yes, you can always go to Google and get whatever information you need, but there's nothing like a human mentor, a human instructor, a human guide. rely too much on experience than on precepts or examples, trying to do it all by yourself, not wanting to look at other people's examples. Now in the online world, in the internet world, we have what we call swipes. Yeah, swipes. You have this person's example, you have this person's idea, you swipe the person's idea for your own idea, as in you upgrade it. Yes, you upgrade it. You make it better than the other person's own. You improve on it, you edit it, you do this, you do that to it. You are repackaging that person's idea as yours. It's swiping. Okay, let's proceed. So after all these things that I did, made all those mistakes, made all those corrections, made all those right moves, and by my records, I am convinced that I qualified to train you on e-commerce success. If you want to start e-commerce in Nigeria, in Africa, in every part of Africa, and you have the information I'm going to give to you, I know that you will succeed, because I'm not just giving you the information that helped me to get to where I am today and moving forward, but I'm also giving you my experience. I'm also giving you an upgraded version of the same material. I have done some edits, I've done some upgrade, and I am going to also be making upgrades periodically as time proceeds, because if you enroll into this course, if you get into this course, or rather if you lay your hands into this course, one thing is certain: you are not going to be having outdated information over time. What you're going to be having is upgraded information that is up to date, current with the times, with whatever is happening in the industry. So now, what do you want? The easy way that makes the whole thing about e-commerce cheap? See, for 10 years, 2008 to 2018, I tried understanding e-commerce on my own, but it didn't work. Yes, it didn't work until I decided to follow the footsteps of a practitioner who is also a trainer. Now, disclaimer, I'm doing this because my lawyer says it is very important I notified you about this. My results are not typical and consist of several hours of hard work, test and tweaking. Of course, I made huge mistakes in there too, but I stood my ground. The figures quoted are not typical and have not been quoted with the intent of swaying you. They have been quoted for marketing purposes only. Second, I am not a financial expert. If you need any financial advice, please consult your financial advisor. Thank you. Now, all through the months and the period I was playing around with e-commerce, I came to discover 3 secrets. And the first secret I discovered was learn from available information. No information is useless. Number 2, get a mentor. And number 3, research use cases of what you have learned lately. Some persons have made mistakes in this thing you're trying to do. They have made mistakes, they have corrected those mistakes, and they are moving forward. They are making more mistakes, they are correcting those mistakes, and they are moving forward. Why not learn from them instead of you trying to reinvent the wheel? I think that's what they call it these days. Yes, reinventing the wheel. Don't try to reinvent the wheel if you have the information at your disposal that you can work with. So I first heard about e-commerce and mini importation through Portuguese campaigns around 2008. I was a struggling young man who just rounded up NYSC a year earlier. I rounded up my NYSC. I served in Katsina State of Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, between 2006 and 2007, February 2006 and January 2007. If you're a Nigerian, you will agree with me that era, that 2008 or thereabout, was one where people looked at internet marketing suspiciously. Yes, people were afraid. There was those days when people would call you, someone would call you, and they still do it today, but it's not as rampant as it is now. Those were the days where someone would send you an email and tell you that, hey, guy, I have a package for you. It happened to one of my friends, and I kept telling him, don't rush into this thing. But he felt, let's give it a try. And at the end of the day, we narrowly escaped, because most of the time he was making the call to this white man to retrieve the so-called parcel that they will have for him. I was there with him, and one of those days the man said he should send a certain amount of money before he could get his parcel delivered to him. If you were born that time, you will know that yes, this wasn't a time for people to go into internet business. But then there were some persons that were doing it, doing this internet business then, and they were doing it very well. One of them was Patogidi, who later got himself awarded with the title of Africa's internet tycoon. So doing internet marketing around 2008 was quite suspicious. So rather than purchasing what Pat was selling, I decided to Google it. I decided to download free materials. I investigated and reviewed Pat Ogidi and his offers. I was doing a lot of paranoid things. Yes, I was so suspicious, but I was so suspicious of Pat Ogidi that, but I wasn't suspicious of the free materials that may come through him or come from him. I wasn't suspicious of the free materials that could come from Google, even if some that time, I think that was when Raila Odinga was reigning. I don't know how many of us still remember Raila Odinga. That was the time Raila Odinga was in vogue. Yes, he was a popular guy then, crashing a lot of systems. So after all these paranoid things I did, I still remained on Pat Ogidi's emailing list. So until one day I felt the need to unsubscribe from his list. After more than 4 years. Yes, I think I subscribed from his list around 2016. It's about 8 years or thereabout. Guys, that was when I resigned from Pat Ogidi's list. So after being on his list for more than 4 years, taking no action, the best response I could give was to unsubscribe from his mailing list. And like he saw in the Bible, I began looking for opportunities to get back on that list. But it was too late. I don't think that list existed anymore. If it does, maybe it has been integrated or moved into another list. Well, Pat Ogidi will help us to answer that later. Yes, whenever we see him. So, but there's something else I learned from all the information I gathered from my years of fooling around, trying to get things done myself, my own way. I learned the hard way that no information is useless until there is no one to guide you into and through the deeper things, the deeper details, the deeper parts, the more technical parts of the information. You can ask the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts chapter 8. In Acts chapter 8 of the Bible, we're made to understand that this man was traveling, a government official. He was traveling through Jerusalem back to Ethiopia. And on his way, he was reading the book of Isaiah. And the topic here was e-commerce. No, sorry. The topic here was Jesus Christ. And instead of him understanding what he was reading, he was just reading. He kept reading and reading. And then by the power of the Holy Spirit, Philip was brought into the same chariot with him. And Philip began to ask him questions. Do you understand what you're even reading at all? Do you understand the character that is being discussed in that chapter of the Bible you're reading? And the man said, how will I understand these things if there is no one to explain them to me? See, no matter the information you have, there are times you will need someone to guide you into understanding this information better. And that was when secret number 2 began to make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, secret number 2 is about mentorship. But getting a mentor in a society and in a generation like ours is not so easy, especially with all the fake people around and with fake money-making schemes out there, like Mavrodi's MMM that scammed a lot of people who were saving money for their weddings, took their monies and invested into MMM, only for MMM to crash few months later or a few weeks later, and things like that were just happening. So it's usually difficult for people to believe that what one is selling or what one is saying is genuine. So how should I come into your platform? How do you mentor me? Well, you not being mentored is usually at your own peril. Yes. So while I didn't fall into Mavrodi's scam, 3 multi-level marketing scams got me between the months of September and October 2018. Now, one of the scams that got my attention, that got me was one they call Food for All Nations. Late last year, EFCC, that is Nigeria's anti-graft agency, caught the couple behind that particular group, and yeah, I read in the news that they were weeping in EFCC's net in their office. Yes, they were scamming people. And then the second one is Jama Life Global Helpers. The third one, still waiting for the outcome. But it is connected to AIM Global, and a lot of people don't believe that AIM Global is a scam. So I'm going to leave that one hanging. Now let me proceed with what my focus here is. So, but that's also, it was around this time that I was being scammed that I also met Jonathan Melody and his 10x e-commerce blueprint gang. Now it didn't stop there. Apart from the multi-level marketing scams that were able to get me, I also registered for 2 other e-commerce training programs, and Melody's own was the third one. Yes, and all this was happening in late October 2018. So subsequently, I ran my first test ad based on Jonathan's program in December 2018 with 100% returns. I went on to make over 3 million naira in sales and profits of just 2 products the following year. Remember, I said I sold more than 5 to 6 products. Yes, if I take stock, I sold up to 9 products in the course of that year. I was doing the hot selling product thing. Yeah. So, but there's something terribly wrong I was doing also. Most of those wrong things I mentioned earlier, I was doing them. This brought me to secret number 3. So I agree, Jonathan's course may not be the most perfect of all the e-commerce training programs or courses out there, but I must tell you, for me, it is the best of the 3 e-commerce training courses I enrolled in. And not just those 3, but other e-commerce training courses I've enrolled in. For example, I've heard the story of a guy who went to learn dropshipping from a dropshipping expert. And after all the training, the dropshipping expert never taught him Facebook advertising, which is one of the things that will be very, very critical to his success as a dropshipper. Okay. So his course is not the most perfect, but I enjoy every bit of his course, even though I was implementing most parts wrongly. So I started asking questions from those who were also implementing the same training. And from their responses and some of the things Jonathan kept hammering on in the group, in the support group, I started paying attention to the things I have been ignoring. I began to get more tools than I did before. Before I told you I wasn't spending money, I was trying to keep money. When I started paying for tools, I started buying some of these tools. Some of these tools sometimes may look expensive, but when you start accumulating the profits, the rewards from having them, you realize that it wasn't expensive at all. So I did a lot more than I did before by paying attention to these use cases. I started asking people questions. Okay, how are you doing your own business? How are you getting the results you're getting? And so on and so forth. What are the challenges you have run into, you have come into? And since you started this business, since you started this program, since you joined this program, what were the things you came across or experienced? So what was my outcome? My outcome became better. My results began to improve. Yes, it also dawned on me that you can be making millions and still be shitting yourself. And I learned this the hard way. So here are some of the changes I experienced. In case study number 1 was repeat sales. What did I do? I started sending emails to my customer list. I still do that now, especially with some of the challenges on ground, health challenges and all that. And the most recent customers, I started sending them emails. What was the result I got? I got replies and sales too. Yes, so every once in a while, I get to know the customers that did not receive their packages and the customers that had good results from the product they bought, and then customers who want to buy more of the same products. So one of such customers bought 3 pieces of a particular product initially. We later came back and ordered for 6, and then later returned again, ordered for 10 more. That's 16 plus 3, 19 packs for one customer. And these additional 16 packs were as a result of my emails. Lesson learned: stop ignoring your old customers. They are your best asset. They are your most valuable asset. You can always remarket to your customers. Yes, to your old customers. Anyone that has bought from you before already has an idea of who you are. He has an idea of what you sell. He has an idea of your integrity, the genuineness of the product you're selling. So it's always easier to resell to them or to remarket to them. A second thing I did was to pick a niche. Now I decided to stop pursuing the next shiny object and build an empire. You know, a child will always be distracted by the shiny objects around. Just like a cat will be distracted by any bright object around. But if you want to make it in life, if you want to make it as an e-commerce merchant, if you want to make it as an online marketer, digital marketer, internet marketer and all that, stop running after the next shiny object and focus on particular niches you can improve on. So I began researching viable niches I could explore. After much search, I found one. My result? My focus got better, and I am more relaxed because I am no longer under pressure to know or sell the next hot selling product. And of course, the niche I picked can feed generations. Lesson: the key to staying laser focused in any business at all, e-commerce included, is the determination to stay focused on one product or group of related products. Yes, that is if you're doing a niche market, not a niche product. So I've talked about you getting a mentor. I've talked about you picking a niche. I've talked about a whole lot of things. Now, the main course. What are your startup essentials? I'm going to be looking at just 8 of them and maybe mention a couple of them as we go. But these 8, if you're able to get them right, you should be able to start your e-commerce business and do well. Yes. So essential number 1, get the right product. I made this mistake when I was starting, and even after starting, I made this particular mistake. The mistake I made was pick a product I want the people to buy, not a product the people want to buy. Yes, it's reversing, turning the table upside down. Don't pick the product you want the people to buy. Pick the product you know the people want to buy. Now, the product that you want to buy is a hot selling product. The product you want the people to buy is a new product that these people don't even have an idea. So, well, you need to have the product the market wants. Research hot selling products that already have a hungry market within your chosen niche, and run with it. Of course, there's room to sell products the market doesn't know anything about, but that shouldn't be your principal product. Don't start with such a product. Don't focus on such a product. You can only focus on such a product when you have created an awareness for it well enough and you have realized that the product is an essential product that people, customers will need anytime. Essential number 2, your identity. Many people are online selling one thing or the other, but they don't have an identity. They don't have a logo, they don't have a structure, or they're not planning to have one. Have an identity. Define your brand, either from the get-go or once you're into the business. When you focus on a niche, it becomes easier to create a voice. It becomes easier to have an identity, to have a brand. When you are running after all the products you can find in the market, I can assure you that you cannot create a brand, you cannot create an identity. Your customers will not know you with anything, they will know you with everything. Alright, let's proceed. When you hear Nestle, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? You remember beverages, right? And when you hear Coca-Cola, what comes to your mind? You remember soft drinks, Coke, and the rest of them. So, with a unique identity or brand, you make it easier for customers to locate you and for you to make money. Essential number 3, you need a website. As an e-commerce merchant, your website is your digital store and your advertising platform. Facebook, that is the advertising platform, Facebook and so on, Facebook, Google, and the rest of them, is your front door. That's how people access your store. You don't need to spend a fortune building a website before starting. Yeah, I've heard of people who said they started with 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira to build a website. When I started, I think I started with far less than that amount. Then of 8 was in vogue, so I got my domain name from GoDaddy with $1, and then I hosted my domain on Hub8. Hub8 was having a package where you pay monthly, so I decided to go monthly. I was paying monthly for my hosting. Yes, I never paid yearly because I wasn't sure if I was going to retain their hosting services for too long. Now I use Namecheap. Simply get a domain. There's a domain name, something whatever store, something whatever .com whatever. You get that. That is your domain name, and then you host it with the likes of Namecheap and others. Yes, there are lots of hosting companies out there. There's Bluehost. Some of them are pricey, some of them are quite affordable, and Namecheap is on the affordable side. Alright, so with 10k to 20k, you should be able to start building your own website, and you can improve on this as you grow. Essential number 4, have a list building system. As an e-commerce merchant, you need to know your customers. Not just the banks. Even you as an e-commerce store owner, you need to know your customers. And one way to do this is by collecting their email addresses and sending them emails frequently. You can see some logos here. Yes, this logo here is for HubSpot. This is for Sendinblue. This is for Active Campaign. This is for MoveSend, and I can't remember which of the logos this one represents now. But then I've tested practically all of these email marketing services. I have used them, I've tested them, and they are all good in their class. But some of them are pricey. Like this one is pricey if you don't want to use the free plan, or once you exceed the free plan. This one also offers a free plan that is just for 14 days. This one gives you a free plan that is for life if you don't exceed 2,500 customers on the list at a time. Of course, the other platforms, the other tools I use, maybe with time you get to know them. And this one, they are difficult to get on these platforms. It's difficult for you to get on these platforms, not because of anything, but because they feel everybody that is coming to register with them is a spammer. So they are very suspicious of people using their platforms. So as a result, many people ditch them. Well, let's proceed. So these emails could be promotional, there could be updates, or they could be remarketing emails. That is somebody that came, ordered for your product, or somebody that gave his or her details for your product but didn't buy the product or didn't receive their package, whatever. You can remarket your product to them, that same product, or you can advertise another product. That is a promotional aspect, and advertise another product that you have in stock to them, or you give them updates on your services, what you're positioning yourself for, and so on and so forth. And I have tested, like I said earlier, I have tested quite a number of these guys. I tested Sendinblue, I tested MailChimp, I use Mautic currently, and there's Sendinblue combined, and there's this other one, MailBluster. I have an account with HubSpot. I tested Active Campaign. I love their platform. It's very easy to set up. In fact, you can set up their system within 30 minutes or thereabout. You set it up. But when you start using the platform, you discover that it is not as simple as it is to set up. Yes. Okay. So, all right. Just let's proceed. Essential number 5: have a return policy in place. Some customers can be difficult, and e-commerce store owners are often caught napping when they strike. Prepare for customers who receive your products and want to return them after some days. In your return policy, please define what products qualify for a return and the time lapse allowed. Will you allow for a return after 5 days, after 7 days, after 14 days, after 30 days, after 100 days, after 90 days, after a whole year? How long will you permit the product to be with the customer before the customer returns it? That is what we're talking about. Define the condition the product must be in to qualify for a return. Let the customer know if it's a free return or if there will be some handling charges. Now in defining the condition the product must be in to qualify for a return, like if you're returning a product, an item back to Jumia will tell you that it has to be in its original packaging. This must not be missing, that must not be missing, this must not happen to it, that must not happen to it, before we can review your request for a return or a refund. Then, if you're going to allow returns, how is it going to work? Is it going to be a free return where the person just returns the package like that, doesn't pay for shipping the item back to you and so on and so forth? Or is the person going to pay for the shipping costs you have incurred in the process of shipping the product to him and shipping it back? You have to state that clearly. Still a continuation of the policy issue. You can use sites like Jumia and Konga or even Amazon to determine what the content of your return policy should be. I did mine a month before I ran my first test ad on Facebook, and some e-commerce themes for WordPress come with a return policy template. Just edit to your taste. Like the theme I used came with one, so I edited it, added some ideas I got from Jumia and Konga and Amazon to it, and I got my return policy. So next up, number six, have a customer support system in place. I have seen many e-commerce store owners sell products here and there because it's hot selling, but know nothing about what they are selling. There was a time where last year while we're selling this product, the diabetic patch, we did tremendously well. We ran into this challenge. While running the ads, you hear somebody telling you that the product is in Chinese. I don't understand anything about how to use the product and all that. And when I check my records, I discovered that all these people having this challenge never bought from me. Just because they saw a similar ad, they decided to drop by and drop a comment here, a comment there, and I ended up being the one helping them to understand how to use the product. So, understand how to use the product as a seller so that you'll be able to answer questions that relate to it. Don't stop there. You need to be able to educate the customer on how to use the product you're selling. So if you have a video on how to use the product, send it to the customer. If you don't have a video, do your research. Gather the information you have, either in text form or whatever form you can, and send it to the customer. You should have an idea how to address customers' pre-sale or after sales questions. Customers will always ask questions. This thing that I want to buy, how does it work? This thing that you're selling to me, how effective is it? And so on and so forth. And after selling to them, they will still want to ask questions. I bought this product from you, I don't know how to use it. You told them earlier how to use it, but they forgot it. Now they want to know how to use it again. You go ahead and tell them. Don't get tired of telling them. Then master your product or your niche to build customers' confidence in your store. Once you have positioned yourself as an authority in that area, in that niche concerning that product you're selling, it's easier for people to flow towards you. They begin to say, okay, let's go buy from this store, because this man, this woman, this lady, this guy, they know what they are selling, or he knows what he's selling, she knows what she's selling, she has a proper understanding of it. Yes, I bought this product from that store some time ago. It was a waste of money because I didn't know how to use the product. But when I bought it from this store, the seller took her time, or took his time, to educate me on how to use the product, and wow, I'm getting massive results. You understand what I'm saying now? Thank you for understanding. Now, essential number 7, be consistent in brand colors, statement, etc. Be consistent in your delivery timeline. Be consistent in the product quality, in the quality of the product you're selling. That's why sometimes it might be helpful to use one seller for a time to know how the quality of the product he or she is selling to you, and then expect customer feedback. But once you start having issues with that particular seller, that supplier, please move on, look for another one. But another thing again, while you are working with that particular supplier, be shopping for another supplier that may have the same quality of product with this one you're using currently. And also maintain consistency in every area. Consistency establishes trust between your customer and your store. Essential number 8 is records. Very, very important. Many e-commerce store owners, myself included, are weak with keeping records. This can affect performance. It can affect inventory, you knowing the stock you have and all that, and every other thing. It's the quickest path to checking out of the e-commerce business you just started. Many e-commerce businesses have crashed because they were not keeping records. Yes, they were not keeping records. They don't have an idea of what it is that they have per time. They don't have an idea of how much money they are making. They don't have an idea of how much money they are spending. They don't have an idea of how much goods they have in stock, and a whole lot of things are not right. Then other things you might need, again, among your essentials is a registration. You might not do a company registration, the general company registration. You can go for a business name registration. This is very important because with time you'll be asked questions concerning your tax. You'll be asked questions concerning the legitimacy of the business you're running, and so on and so forth. So have something like that. Then like for my e-commerce business, I have it's registered. Yes, it's registered with the CAC. I registered the business name, and I'm running with it. And before the end of 2020, I am trusting God to do the proper registration of it and upgrade it. Yes, that's one of my visions for the new year. Okay, let's proceed. So far, somebody will add, so good. I've told you a little about myself. I shared with you how I made over 3 million naira from selling 2 products in 2019. I have shared with you 3 secrets that can help you with your e-commerce business by the time you start. I also shared with you 8 essentials for e-commerce startup. Yes, any e-commerce business that is starting up should have these essentials. And however, these are not going to be enough to get you adequately prepared to take your e-commerce business to the next level. That's why I made this offer just for you. So about that special offer I mentioned earlier, everything I have said is as a result of what I have done. What I have done is the outcome of the information I have. I would love to give you an opportunity to access the same high value, life-changing information that I had access to, and that's where my special offer comes in. Yes, you need to know all that you need to know so that you get the best out of your investment. And if you act fast today, I am going to give you a very special deal. So here we go. Now I want to believe that you have learned a thing or two from whatever I have said in the first part of this webinar. But what if you could learn a whole lot and gain mastery over e-commerce? How that is going to be possible is by you getting my special offer, so you can get everything you need to know. And if you act fast, like I said earlier, I'm going to give you a very special deal. A caveat: don't let anyone fool you. E-commerce is highly profitable. You can see jadesuleiman.com/import. I detailed the revenue projections for e-commerce on that particular page, so you can look at that if you want. But it may require you to invest at least 25% of your time if you need to run it as a side hustle. Yes, it is highly profitable, but it will require your time, at least 25% of your time daily. So out of 24 hours a day, are you going to be investing like 6 hours? If you can do that, then you're good to go. But you will have a lot of time to relax and enjoy your life once you set it up correctly. Take my word for it. Now that's why you will be thrilled with what I have packaged just for you. It's called Max Pro e-commerce Blueprint. And what's inside this Max Pro e-commerce Blueprint? It includes 1 year mentoring on succeeding as an e-commerce merchant. And of course, and inside that same program, inside this mentoring program, I'll be taking you through the exact blueprint with which I had my e-commerce breakthrough in 2019. The same program that taught me how to make over 3 million naira from selling just 2 products in 2019. Now I want to make it categorically clear that Jonathan Melody's material, or this particular material I'm talking about, was not the same material I started my e-commerce business with. My first e-commerce business failed right out of the gate. Yes, I was advertising a particular product. Nobody bought the product. The only people that bought the product were the seller of the product recommended to me. They made order on his page, on his Facebook page. And then, since he was not in my location, he said I should go ahead and supply to them. But my adverts weren't doing well. The product didn't do well. In fact, in the end, I lost so much money there. And what is the value of this mentoring program as well as the blueprint? Combined, it is 150,000 naira. But then, that is not what you're going to pay. So who has this worked for? It has worked for those looking for an extra source of income and who are looking for an extra source of income, who are looking for ways to increase their investment portfolio. It has worked for those looking for a primary source of income. It has worked for those looking to start an online business in 2020 and beyond. Like on the second point, I know a friend who resigned from his job just to focus on his e-commerce business. I will advise you to do that. Yes. Okay, let's proceed. It has worked for those who want to improve their knowledge of e-commerce business and also improve their results. Yes, that is how I got started. I was already into e-commerce business, just about a month or 2 old, but I knew something wasn't right with the training I had before now. So this one helped me to understand what I was missing, where I was missing it, and rectify my errors. Now those looking to take their business online to meet the demands of the changing times. And then it has worked for stay-at-home mothers and wives. Now I had 2 choices concerning this program, concerning what I'm offering you, this special offer. One of the options I had was to go cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. But then I won't be motivated to add more value to whatever you're buying. Yes, I must be candid here. A lot of time and effort has gone into putting these things together. Not 2 months, not 1 month, not 3 months, but more than 4 months have been spent editing, updating, upgrading, adding new information, adding new products and new packages, bonuses and all that. So if I'm to sell it cheap, maybe 5,000 naira, I won't be motivated to add much value, because I would have spent so much money to even get the 5,000 naira. Yes. Okay. That aside, the second option I had is to make it a little higher. Nice. On your side, to make a little higher investment. For the next change, I will be committed to your success from the beginning. Yes. Now, for example, in the first case, in the first option, the first training program I did was for 3,500 naira. No, for 3,000 naira. Yes, for 3,500. And then the second one I did was for 5,000 naira. Now, the 3,500 naira course, the young man promised to be a mentor for up to a year, guide us on how to start the business, how to run the business to the end. But after about 3 months or thereabouts, I woke up one morning and discovered that the young man has taken me out of the group. And not just me, but several other persons were removed from that group. Then this other one, the one of 5,000 naira, they don't even allow us to stay up to a month after many of us registered for the program, and we're all out of the group. Nobody's on the group now, as in from that set. However, this second option I have learned from my mentor. I paid. I was supposed to be on the group for a year. I'm still on the group after a year. The best students usually stay longer than that 1 year because they get to work with him one-on-one closely and so on and so forth. So, but what I'm trying to make you understand now is if it is so cheap, you might not get value out of it. If it is so expensive, you think I'm going to make it, I'm trying to extort you. So in my offer now, I'm going to try to make it as moderately affordable for you as possible. Hope that is okay. All right, now here are some testimonials. Now this young man, Sunday Adidiji, has this to say about my interactions with him so far. We've interacted for close to a year now. He said, J. Suleiman learned from one of Nigeria's finest, and I have watched him selflessly help several others find their footing in the industry. I am glad to recommend him to anybody serious about sustainable wealth creation in 2020 and beyond. And this one also happens to be someone I introduced to e-commerce in 2020. He's a water engineer, and you can see his testimony there. Then that is a testimony of a housewife. She went into e-commerce. She wanted to start buying and selling, but after we discussed for some time, she got to realize that buying and selling might not just be her calling. She wanted to go into blogging, and she went into blogging. So she's doing more blogging now than buying and selling. So these are some of the things you're going to be enjoying. You're not going to be learning just how to buy and sell products, how to buy and sell goods, but you're going to be learning a whole lot from what I am going to be giving to you. So let's look at what you're going to get again. 1 year mentoring on succeeding as an e-com merchant, plus the blueprint, plus access to a multi-channel support group. You'll be given access to a multi-channel support group, which will include Facebook, Telegram, probably WhatsApp. Yes, you have a dedicated WhatsApp number where you can send your messages to if you cannot reach me on the Telegram. We'll be working closely together. Yes, me and my team working closely together with you to ensure that you get the best out of your investment. That is an assurance. Now the total value is 250,000 naira. Wow, that is huge, right? Okay, let's see if I can make it better for you. Let me add a bonus for you, a bonus of 20 plus evergreen hot selling products. What do you think? And this is 30,000 naira value. This will be available for the first 30 people only. Then bonus number 2, whoa, this is massive. You will gain access to an easy-to-use website builder and step-by-step videos showing you how to use it, and pre-designed pages you can easily upload and edit. Now the value is 97,500 naira, but I'm going to give it to you at 97,000 naira. This will be available for the first 20 people only. Wait a minute. The money is increasing, right? Yes, the value is increasing. Okay, let's see if we can make it better and see how, and try to make the price affordable like I promised. So let's quickly look at what you're going to get again. 1 year mentoring on succeeding as an e-commerce merchant plus the blueprint. Yes, access to a multi-channel support group. Bonus number 1, bonus number 2. The total value is 377,000 naira. Wow. This is on the high side, right? No, it's not really on the high side. It's not even up to $1,000 yet. Yeah, from the Nigerian side, it's not $1,000 yet. Yes, it's up to $1,000 yet. But if all this did was to get you started in e-commerce, would it be worth it? Will it help you identify areas where, you need to review your e-commerce business? Or what if all it did was just show you how to take your business online? Would it be worth it? Okay, what if I sweetened the deal a lot more and help you with what if I sweeten the deal a lot more and help you with the necessary tools, the necessary information that could open windows of limitless opportunities for you? What would be the value of that to you? Is it 5K in naira or in dollars? 10K in naira or in dollars? 25K in naira or in dollars or more? How much would you pay to get such a deal? Well, you can see why others would gladly pay me more than 50,000 naira. But what I'm going to offer you is a lot more. And by the time we're done, you can see why it's a good deal even at 450,000 naira. Yes, 377,000 naira is not it. I think I should sell it for 450,000 naira. But for the general public, I'm going to leave it at 150,000 naira. But because you are special and because I want you to succeed, because I want to work with you, you can get started today, now for just 25,000 naira. All you need to do to sign up, to start, is just go straight to jadesuleiman.com/e-signup or click the button below. But wait a minute, another bonus is coming up. You will get the same funnel that generated over 6 million naira within 6 months. And this funnel is valued at 150,000 naira for the first 10 people only. Excuse me. Or, yes, even with that funnel added, you can get started now for just 25,000 naira. Go to jadesuleiman.com/e-signup to sign up. Or just click the button below this video to sign up. Wait, I also have a bonus for you. And this bonus, wow, it's a fully built funnel with Facebook targeting options for at least one product plus the promotional video. That is to say, when you get this offer today, right here, right now, you're going to get one product. At least one product, yes, at least one product, because it could be more than one. At least one product. You will get at least one product. If you decide to start with your website, you have a full funnel for this product. All you need to do is to upload the template I'm going to be sending to you. Upload the template, edit, and you can start selling right away. Either today, tomorrow, anytime, you can start selling if you take action today. And this bonus is available for just the first 10 people. And how much am I selling it again? Still 25,000 naira. Now you had two choices. The first option, do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. Yes, doing nothing is 100% risk-free. Second option, snatch up this small investment today, compared to all the value you will get in return, and just give it a shot. If it works, great. If not, if it works, great. If not, just ask for your money back and you will get it. I'm giving you a 90-day guarantee. Wow, this is massive. Don't you think so? So So sign up today. If you don't like it for any reason, I don't care if it is 89 days, 23 hours and 59 minutes from now, just let me know and I will give you back your money. Just go to jsuleman.com/sign up, e-sign up to sign up, or click the button below. The real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Which, if it does, even half of what I have claimed today on this webinar, will it pay for itself? Yes. After everything, is it going to pay for itself? Why not? Other opportunities can cost you more for so little. With this, you get so much more for far less. Yes, you're getting so much more for far less. Now here you have a tale of two people. One is saying nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. The other one is saying excuses will always be there for you. Opportunity won't be there. All right, let's proceed. So this is what you do next. Just go straight to jsuleman.com/e-sign up, or you click the button, the sign up button below this video, and sign up right away. What are you going to get? Here's the total package. Let's quickly wrap this up. This is the total package you're going to be getting. Main course, which is 1 year mentoring on succeeding as an e-commerce merchant, plus the blueprint, valued at 150,000 naira. You are going to be learning information marketing in the phase 2 of this program, 50,000 naira value. You're going to be learning internet or affiliate marketing in phase 3 of this training, which is 40,000 naira value. You will have access to the exact blueprint with which I successfully relaunched my e-commerce business. Now I have integrated that into the course number 1. Access to a multi-channel support group, which is 100,000 naira value. Bonus number 1 is worth 30,000 naira. Bonus number 2 is worth 97,000 naira. Bonus number 3 is worth 150,000 naira. Bonus number 4 is worth 50,000 naira. You have 18 more bonuses, and all these 18 more bonuses put together are valued at 595,000 naira. So your total value comes to over 1,287,000 naira. Only, yes, only if you're in Nigeria, if you work in the bank, it's only. Now, if you didn't sign up immediately, what could be your reasons? Maybe you are saying to yourself, I want to think it through, or I prefer to maintain the status quo and remain the way I am, or I don't think this is going to work. I already know enough. All right. Or you're saying to yourself, I'm nothing special. Yeah, I'm not good at using the internet, or I have tried to start something but I keep failing, but I can still manage what I am doing for now. Or I love the way things are with me. Are these all the excuses you're giving, all the reasons you're giving? Well, take a look at the package again. You have this, 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 you have this as your total. But there's something else. Yes, there's something else. Whoa. You didn't see this coming, right? Now you won't be learning how to buy from China alone. I'll be connecting you with sources where you can also learn how to buy from other countries. Yes, 7 countries in all, plus China, that is 8. So you're not going to be as limited as I was when I started, because when I started, I only had information. I only had access to buying from one country, that is China. And if I'm going to do my own research, done my own connections, made some contacts, and I have people on ground who are ready to help you get your products from these countries without extra training, without extra cost on you. So this is going to be available for the first 10 people that decide to take action today, right now. But you won't be paying that 1 million blah 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 stuff. You're going to be paying 25,000 naira only. And to start, go to jadesuleiman.com/esignup or click on the button below. Thanks for watching. Now, postscript. While I was doing this webinar, I discovered there are some little bit of corrections here and there that need to be done. So I'm going to include the PDF of this video in the link below. So just click on the link and download it and go back and consume it. There will be some resources at the end of this video. Just click them, like the entirety, the complete list of what you're going to get in the package that you want to buy or that you just paid for. So just click on that link and download a copy of the content. Why am I doing this? Is because I want you to hold me accountable when you start the training. Let it not be that after some time you come back and say that you promised me this, I didn't see it. You promised me that, I didn't see it. So you're going to be having access to everything on that particular list. Once again, thanks for watching, and my name is Jade Suleiman. My site is jadesuleiman.com, and I also run an e-commerce site on cjmart.com. You can check out the site now before you make your payment if you've not made your payment already. And if you've made your payment already, why not? You can still check out the site. I just want you to have an idea of what you'll be doing. There will be a lot of practicals. Those who don't want, it's going to be an online training anyway. So if you don't have a computer skill, little training may be organized for you. It's not part of the package, so I'm just saying this. I'll discuss with my team. If they're going to make that available, then that will be awesome, so that whosoever wants to start the business can start the business and have a great time. Thank you so much for watching once again, and see you inside the program. Bye.